Let me expose to you how sin works. Dinah, dear viewers, she walked right into my plot. A young heart driven by curiosity. I infused Shisham gaze with a burning lust, stroking it into an infernal blaze. Each beat of his heart was a drum I played, a crescendo of illicit desires that drove him to claim what was not his to take. In his soul, I sinned. I planted the twisted justification that led him to believe that matrimony could absorb the stain of his deeds. He took Diana against her will, an act of violence that shattered the peace and stained the pages of history. It was not just an act of violence, it was the unveiling of humanity's shadow. The aftermath? Oh, it was a spectacle. When the deed was done and Dinah's dignity was stolen, it was I who planted the idea of a hollow redemption through marriage. A union proposed not out of love, but as a salve to soothe the self-inflicted wound of guilt that now plagued Shisha. A remedy too simple for a wound too deep. As Hamar, the father of the offender, sought to mend fences, I was there too, cloaking my intentions within their words of a peace and reconciliation. But beneath the surface, I was the silent partner in their negotiation, turning words of unity into a prelude of vengeance. Now turn your eyes to the brothers, Simon and Levi. Upon hearing of their sister's plight, I was the whisper that transferred their grief into a smoldering rage. I counseled them in the dark recesses of their wrath, painting a picture of retribution as their only solace, their only route to restore what had been taken. As Hamar sought to weave a fragile peace, my laughter echoed in the chambers of negotiation. I was the master of ceremonies, orchestrating a covenant that could spell doom for those who dared defile Jacob's lineage. Dinah's family, rightfully outraged, faced a moral quandary with tradition and honor hanging in the balance. For Dinah's brother, their heart was my playground. I moved into the hearts of Dinah's brother, Simon and Levi. With the heat of their sister's violation still burning, I fanned the flames of their wrath. Justice, I hiss, demands recompense. And they listened. Oh, how they listened. I whispered revenge, and they danced to the tune, cloaking their schemes in the garbs of a covenant. The men of Shechem, little did they know, marked themselves for a fall at their most vulnerable. Simon and Levi, Dinah's brother, told the men of Shechem that to rectify the situation and allow Shechem to marry their sister, every male in their city must be circumcised to become as they were, honoring the religious practice of Israel. They struck on the third day after the circumcision, when the men of Shechem were in pain and incapacitated, which made them unable to defend themselves effectively. That was when Simon and Levi took their vengeful action. And when Simon and Levi struck, it was my name, sin written in the blood that flows through the streets. I rode the waves of Simon and Levi's fury as they descended upon the city. I was in the very steel of their sword and in the thunder of their cries as they dealt a punishment that echoed of a biblical proportion. Yes, every man was annihilated and the women and the kids taken into captivity. Through this harrowing chapter, The narrative laid bare the complexity of my sin influence. It's a tale, not just for individual action, but of a collective response to injustice. How does one navigate the treacherous water of retribution and forgiveness? Where is the line between seeking justice and perpetuating a cycle of violence? As your ever watchful narrator, I must confess my saga isn't over. For every step you take toward liberation, I craft a new labyrinth of deceit. This is the ultimate battle, not just against the seen, but the unseen, against me, sin, in all my guises. Genesis 34, 1 through 31. Another one of my greatest works.